And it's another episode of the Red Leaf Retrocast. We're talking anime Slam Dunk, Part 2, episodes 26 through 50. Tori, Hickey, glad to have you guys back.
Yay.
Yay.
Right, more basketball. And the season's the new season's about to start.
That started.
Yay.
No,
Yeah,
basketball,
yeah.
no, preseason.
Basketball.
European season started.
No one gives a shit about basketball.
Yeah.
Basketball is only fun in anime.
I thought we were a football podcast.
For a football podcast, that's right.
Yeah.
Well, the wrestling
Manchester
one's becoming a
United just
hockey
got
one.
Fucked in the ass.
The wrestling podcast has become a hockey podcast. This is now a football podcast.
So you're watching the
All the sports are converging into the podcast time. But yeah, we're talking more Slam Dunk. We covered it back. We covered the first 25 episodes back in episode 103. And we're continuing on with the district tournament. Essentially, we get all the way up till, I guess, spoiler, they make it to the finals. And that's where it gets cut off.
Sema, you know?
No, finals.
No, the finals, man.
The finals.
Yeah. They're playing Kainan, remember?
Yeah.
The big number one champion team, the one that always qualifies.
The numbers are like the name is a cheat similar. What about Ryonan?
No one gives a shit about Ryonan.
But Ryonan is on the other bracket, no? It's like, oh, they only lost by 1 point for Ryonan.
I know.
Semifinals, no?
No, it should. They keep calling it the finals.
Yeah, they do.
But they are playing against a team that should.
Yeah, it's like best 8 and whatever. It's different.
No, I know, but like the entire thing they were talking about is the fact that since Kainan is the reigning champions for the last 16 years, they just go straight to the final.
I guess so.
Maybe Rionan's in a different district.
I don't know. I think.
No, I know. I remember what Hickey's talking about. I do remember them talking about looking at the other team. It was like, we'll meet them late, and it's just like, but they didn't
because they're not qualified, but for the nationals yet. And first and second place of the tournament qualifies.
I know. Well,
So it's the semifinals.
But they don't call it the semifinals. They call it
definitely
the finals.
call it the finals.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Whatever.
What a conversation to start off the podcast.
Hey, right before the co-game.
Yeah.
The Shoyo game was like 10 episodes long, so I cannot complain.
Yeah, we'll definitely get to all that in a little bit. But first, the new anime season started, and Lupin. We're the Lupin podcast. Also, that is very important to distinguish ourselves. Did any of you guys catch Lupin episode 0 to begin part 6?
No, I still have.
No, sadly not. I was going to watch it yesterday, but that never happened.
So,
but I
highly recommend
the new theme, the 2021 theme.
Yeah, fuck, I forgot.
The same.
I forgot to listen to that.
Yeah. Oh, it's really good.
Hell yeah.
Really good. Well, yeah. It's quite nice, quite refreshing. Even though it's like the same thing ever since the 60s, but it's very refreshing, really nice. I really like the mixing in this one.
So Lupin part 6, this episode 0, is essentially a send-off for Jigan's voice actor. He's been doing Jigan for 50 years. Like, good God. And you listen to like a part 3 episode, or way back in part 1, which we have covered on this podcast, his voice is like an old man shot voice, as it should be expected. And most of the episode is Jigan kind of going through this kind of reminiscent period of not so much regret, but realizing how long he's been doing this. Real kind of meta voice actor character stuff, but it still fits the show quite well. And it sets up kind of new technology, and it doesn't feel like it's technically part of the part 6 series that it's going to be, but it does show some new technology that Lupin and the gang are going to have to battle up against in this new generation that we're about to watch. So if you're a Lupin fan and you kind of want to see the send-off of one of the more famous voice actors of all time in the series, then definitely check it out. I do recommend it. It got high marks from me.
it's kind of weird to think about, right? Because it's like obviously the original voice of Lupin died a while ago.
Right.
That's why they switched voice for him. Fujiko Mina's voice actress. She's basically done Fujiko all her life, and then before they switched in like 2010, I think, around there.
Yeah, when they revamped the series. Yeah.
And now Jigen is gone. Like it's kind of weird to think about, but it is really just like coming to that natural point where it's like Lupin has actually been going for so long now that we're spanning generations.
Oh yeah.
It's like generations of voice actors as well. It's like playing these characters has been some of these people's entire career. Not only that, of course, but
yeah, I mean, it's kind of getting the same reaction in the anime community that when the voice actors of Goku passed away. It's kind of that same one. And for a voice actor to kind of go out on his old terms, I think this guy's like 84.
Yeah,
I think that's how old Jigan's voice actor is. Let me get his name. That'd be kind of appropriate to give him credit.
It would be nice.
Yeah. So
Monkey Punch also died, right?
Monkey
Punch did die. Yeah. We had a big thing over him.
Yeah.
When that happened.
Man.
Yeah, the whole like Lupin cast and people involved, they're all
old or dead. Yeah, no, it's it's insane. But I mean, that's
Kiyoshi
why it's so nice
Kobayashi. That's his name.
Kiyoshi Kobayashi.
Oh, that's a nice name.
Yeah, it's really nice. Yeah, born in 1933.
I love when you look at their pictures as well. Same like with Yasuo Yamada was the original voice for Lupin as well. It's just you look at their picture, and it's just like you look at the character they're playing. It's like, yep, I see it. I can see a similarity there. Some familiarity. Just love the fucking hat he's wearing and shit like that. It's like,
I pulled up the original Lupin series from 1971. And it has black and white pictures for Yamada and Yukiko Nikaido, the Fujiko Mina actors. And then it shows Kiyoshi Kobayashi, and he is this old man.
Old man.
Very different. While the, Yamada and Nikaido pictures are like these beautiful young people.
Those are old pictures.
Yeah.
Pretty sure Yukiko Nikaido is still alive, though. Weird that they haven't updated that picture, but all right.
So yeah, Lupin Part 6, Episode 0. High recommendation. Yeah. As for the new season, only one episode in to the ones I said I'd watch. I did try this Megaton Kyo Musashi show. Immediate drop. It is no good for me. It is super basic mecha school shonen nonsense. The character art is, I think, pretty terrible. It's very mid and below mid at that. There's wacky CG involved. Just things happen. So that was one episode drop for me. 3 episodes in, and Hickey, you've watched this too, is the Haika story.
Yes.
This is excellent. Right? I've watched 3.
Yeah.
I've watched 3 on
Funimation. I watch everything that is out. 5 episodes so far. It is really good.
Really good. It's really good. By the same studio that did Ping Pong the animation. So you kind of know what to expect there. Science
Saru.
Science
Monkey.
Science Monkey.
Science Monkey, yeah. It's
like the interesting thing as well, right? This is, hold on, let me just make sure I'm not. Yeah, no. This is also directed by Naoko Yamada, who a lot of people know from her time over at Kyoto Animation.
Oh.
Done a lot of big projects there. She recently actually moved out of Kyoto Animation, which angered and surprised a lot of people. And she moved over to Science Saru, who's been going through a bit of a rough patch lately when it comes to allegations about treatments of staff and whatnot.
Wait, an anime studio going through allegations of staff mistreatment? No, come on.
I know. It's unheard of. This doesn't happen in Japan ever.
This doesn't happen for any businesses in Japan. No.
Nope. No, so this is completely unheard of. But no, it's definitely interesting. Somebody who's so well known for her work for Kyoto Animation, and suddenly just like, hey, Science Saru, I'm directing a show now.
I haven't heard anything out of Kyoto Animation in a while. What are they up to?
They recently did the new season of Dragon's Maid, but I mean, the whole like Kyoto Animation Studio fire and like thing that went down. They've been a little bit, they've been a little bit out of it for a bit,
So
which I guess is fair.
And, yeah.
You could understand why.
Okay, so after, let's see, they did Violet Evergarden movie in 2020. They've done mostly movies, it looks like. Hibiki and Phonium movie. Yeah, these are all things yeah. Okay, I see what you're saying, Tori. Yeah, Kobayashi Dragon Maid. These are things I'm not into. That's why it's been off my radar. Makes sense. Have any of you heard anything over Tact OP Destiny?
I've heard it's good.
Yeah, I'm watching.
Apparently.
What do you think, Hickey?
I'm watching it.
I'm really contemplating it now. It's getting high scores and it's been kind of making the rounds.
Really?
Oh.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Really?
That's a little bit unfortunate. I mean,
that
the
reaction,
art is good,
Hickey,
the
doesn't...
animation is good. But that's to be expected, I guess.
Yeah, Madhouse and Mappa combo, yeah.
Yeah, the art style, the character design by Lum. But again, the art is good. The music is excellent because it's about music. So thank God the shit is good.
It'd be weird if it was bad.
Yeah. Then story-wise, I don't know. Not because it's bad. It's because they had the introduction episode, which was action-packed, but they don't explain a lot. There's this girl who can transform, and the guy who can make his arm become the little maestro stick thing. I don't know the name of that in English.
So they transform into musical instruments?
Transform and they fight monsters who are attracted to music. And if they clean the monster, kind of the boss area, the whatever area can have music again. And they're trying to go to New York to do something. That's the first episode, which is fine. You have the characters' interaction and why not, the main character, which is the maestro, he really wants to just play music, but because the monsters are around, he needs to use his little companion to clean them up. He's the son of a famous songwriter, I think. Classic songwriter, and why not? The thing is, the second episode, it goes back in time to a prologue. And then they explain the whole thing on why this is happening to him. Like how he got his power, why his companion is like that. But it's kind of there. So I'm waiting for episode 3. I'm not making a judgment. I can give it a high score because, oh man, it's Madhouse and Mappa working together. Looks beautiful. The animation is really good. The music's great, especially if you like classical music. But the first episode had absolutely zero context. And the second episode was a prologue, which ends up with zero context. Because even though it's a prologue, it's not a prologue to the world. It's just a prologue to the main characters. So it's 2 episodes really well animated and with good music, with good character design, but there's no context to anything.
Okay, all right. Judgment's still out on it then. All right.
Episode.
Okay.
I don't think right now. Like I'm looking at my anime list with 2 episodes out. Well, at least I've watched 2 episodes. It has an 8.1. I would give it a 7 max.
Right, because you just don't know.
Scores. Yeah, it's just voided of context.
Okay, all right.
So like if they had half of episode of prologue and they made a smoother transition to show the prologue, but no, it's just like an episode of whatever the fuck that feels like an OVA. prologue that is like, I don't know, like a year, 2 years before. Not even that they explain. So like, how before is the prologue? So I don't know. And probably they will ignore both episodes and just move on. That's why I'm waiting for the third episode. If they will link to the first episode, ignore the second one, make another prologue, or just ignore everything. It's like, oh, the third episode is actually the first episode. Haha. That's what I'm
Gotcha.
waiting right now. And because of that, I don't think it's good. I don't think it's well written. At least the first 2 episodes are not that amazingly scripted to be worth a 8. The rest is nice.
Okay,
City
so
is
the
also
jury's
fine.
still out on the show. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. I think 8 is a little bit just on
Pump the
on
brakes a little bit.
studio.
Let's hold on
Yeah,
for
just-
judgment
yeah,
that
just-
high.
it's just studios, music, and character designers. It's just, oh man, everyone is working together. This is amazing. Wow. And 8. Boom. Perfect. But yeah. 6.57 so far. Not really that impressive.
Okay. Let's see. We mentioned Heike's story. That's excellent. I really like it. It's really hitting all the notes where it should be. That is a definite kind of pass in my book to continue watching. Mentioned that before. There's only a couple episodes out of Taishu Otome and Sakugan, so jury's still out on those. Probably give more impressions over that when a couple more episodes come out for me to watch. And so World's End Harem, guys, got delayed until January. So, oh
Yeah.
darn!
So apparently there's production issues with it.
No,
which
you
is
don't say.
Unsurprising. So yeah, apparently they didn't want to show it, or rather, they showed the first episode, I think, pre-screening, and then they were like, "We can't show the rest of the show. We need to keep working on it." So let's just say I think the standard for this one is going to be pretty low. So that'll be something.
That's fine. I'm okay with
Yeah,
that
I mean,
being low.
I'm not like. I mean, obviously, I'm not expecting of the world of it, but like,
At least be
I don't
worth
want
your time.
this to at least move. At least have some sort of animation to it, because that's what I'm worried about right now. If they say this isn't good enough for TV, if you see some of the things that make it onto TV, it's like that's this is a low standard. This is a very low bar. So if this
Right.
isn't good enough, I'm not expecting anything. Do they even have anything to show?
Right.
That's basically where I'm at. So I'm thinking something has gone terribly wrong. So either we'll get it in January, or we're going to get the inevitable. It's been canceled.
It's been straight canceled. Yeah. No doubt.
I actually watched an anime as well.
Oh, what'd you got, Tori?
Unbelievable. I know. I watched the first episode of Platinum End.
Okay, that's like the Death Note thing, right?
No. I mean, it's by the Death Note guys, but it says, all I've got out of the first episode is, hello, Future Diary. I haven't seen you in a long time.
Uh-oh.
This reminds me so much of Future Diary. Literally.
That's another 10 then.
That's another 10. Hell yeah. No, it's
Deep
kind
cut,
of fun
deep
to
cut.
watch. Nah, man. It's kind of fun to watch, right? Because it's like, it doesn't take itself too seriously, but simultaneously, it's very weird. Like, fucking main guy, Mirai, like, he's a, like, he's a loner. No one likes him. He lost his parents to an accident, so now
Well,
he
it
lives
wouldn't be
with
an
his,
anime. It wouldn't be an anime without dead parents. Come on.
Yeah. So now he lives with his aunt and uncle, who absolutely hates the shit out of him and is really only using him for the money.
Yes, of course.
they get
Terrible,
for money.
abusive family members. Yep. Okay,
And
we're checking.
everything
we're
is
checking all the boxes
everything is
so
going
far.
pretty shitty for him. So after school, he just decides to kill himself. So he goes to the top of a skyscraper and jumps off.
Suicide. Another box checked in the despair column for anime.
And that's the end. No, I'm joking.
And that's the end. Oh shit!
That
It's
would have
actually
been
just
something, huh?
23 more episodes of people just doing this.
Nah, he gets saved by an angel. So yeah, he gets saved
Is
by
the
an
angel
angel.
a big boobed girl?
No, the angel is a little girl with yes, it's a little girl.
We went the other way with that checkbox. Damn it.
But she wants him to be happy. So she wants to give him powers and whatnot, and he does, and he doesn't believe it. But he gets wings, and he can fly, and he can do other shit, and then
What a shitty
gets
power.
introduced. Then gets introduced to some of the other stuff that he can do. Like he can affect people. He can make them love him. He can shoot an arrow at them, a red arrow, and they can make them love him enough to do anything, literally anything, which he does to make his aunt kill himself or herself. So that's
God.
Yeah, unintentionally, of course. He didn't actually mean to. He's not a bad guy. That's very important. He doesn't want to. He tried to steal as well, but he couldn't do that either. Which, to be fair, I feel that. Not because it's like, oh, I'm too good of a person to steal, but he tried to steal a melon pan, like melon bread, from the fucking grocery store, and he picks it up and he just looks at us like, what the fuck am I doing? He puts it back. And I'm just like, you know what? I'm with you there. That's exactly what would go through my head as well. That was like, dude, this thing is like almost fucking free. What am I doing? It's like, come
There
on,
you
man.
go. I have spare change in my pocket. Yeah, I'll just buy it. Fuck me.
Listen, if I'm going to steal something, all right, it's going to have to be worth a little bit. Not necessarily a lot, but fuck it.
Yeah, at least get the melon bread with the jam inside. Come on.
But yeah, no, and and then it's like he also gets told like he has another ability which is like a white arrow, which basically is just that's for when God comes to collect the souls. So that just kills people, literally straight up. Just
so it's an
peacefully,
arrow,
of course. Yes, but not exactly. You hit them with the arrow, and then they essentially just their heart stops. They die.
Okay, so it can hit
like
them anywhere, and it's like immediate
yeah.
heart
It doesn't
poison.
matter as long as you hit them. As long as you hit them, it's not even poison. They just die. They pass out.
Come on, heart poison.
Their soul goes for collect.
Go with my head canon, Tori. It's better.
No, shut up. Because he has been inducted into this battle royale to fight for the position of God. Woo!
I see.
Future diary.
Future diary.
I see now. Interesting.
Woo.
I thought the little angel wanted to be happy. What happened to that?
She does, and I love that because this angel, like, she is great. Not says her name. She's great. I love her. She's an angel, but she has absolutely no qualms about anything like illegal. It's like, you can go and steal whatever. You can influence politicians to have the world go your way. You can do whatever you want. And it's just like, dude, aren't you supposed to be an angel? You feel more like a devil. And then Nasa literally just looks at him and goes, devils aren't real. What are you talking about?
Don't be stupid.
I love that. It's like you're talking to an angel. The angel's just like, what are you talking about, devils? They don't exist, retard.
God.
Don't believe anything you read about online, God. There's got some self-aware humor in there as well, which I appreciate.
So, Tori, you got Platinum End. Hickey has tacked up Destiny, and I have...
Oh no, I'm watching a bunch of trash. Don't worry about it.
Okay, yeah. And then I got Sakugan kind of way at the bottom there. It's I'll have more thoughts on that again.
And unfortunately, the harem one got delayed, so I was like, you know what? What is the other trash shit that is coming out? Oh yeah, Shinka no Mi. So I'm watching that.
Shinka no Mi?
Yeah.
Oh, found it. Okay. Children's Playground Entertainment. I don't like the name of the studio.
It's okay. It's wholesome.
Saichi Hiragi is an ugly, revolting, dirty, smelly fat ass. You know, off to a good start with that synopsis.
I'm in this anime and I don't like it.
Okay, what's this spelled good?
Boy, oh boy. One day, a voice claiming to be God announced over... What is with all these God anime? Well, by the way, are you guys watching Squid Game or have watched it?
Nope.
No.
But apparently everyone is loving it, so much so that literally anyone that writes an article at the moment has to mention Squid Game in some way, shape, or form.
Sure. I could give you kind of the simplistic version if you guys want.
Yeah, sorry. Sure. I like the original Battle Royale, you know. Middle schoolers being thrown in an island and they need to kill each other.
Yeah.
Why?
Do you guys...
I don't know. It's on national television in Japan, but hey...
Yeah, do you guys remember?
Good adults, yes. Yeah.
Do you guys remember in the old message board days when we were doing like like monthly watch or whatever it was, and we watched Kaiji.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's Squid Game. It's like exactly Kaiji.
Oh, so they have debt and they
Except
need to pay
except
it off
it's
by,
Korean.
I see.
They need to accept challenges to pay a debt.
Yep.
Nice.
Oh,
Yep. Everyone's in debt. They feel despair. They need to play these death games that's based on like simple children's games, and
Do they have to chop off their fingers?
Well,
that's just an important question.
Yeah, well, not that game exactly, but there is, like the first game's red light, green light.
Yep. That's that I heard about. I fucking had to roll my eyes for a moment there when I saw an article about the kids playing a red light, green light game as featured in the Squid Games. Like, are you fucking dumb? Because why?
It's like it's not as featured in Squid Game. Like we were playing, red light, green light is not a new concept.
I know, that's what I'm saying. I hate the internet sometimes. It's like, fuck is all right. We need to make a boring ass article, but we need to tie it up to something relevant right now to make people click on it. Squid Game is popular, hell yeah.
Yeah, kids are going to start killing each other playing these children games.
They played red light, green light.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. There's an article for you.
I don't remember playing that as a kid.
Actually, what I think there's a challenge.
We played like the Oni game? Like it's a Japanese game.
It is, but
it's not called like Oni game, but I don't remember playing red light, green light.
Yeah, but it's the same
Basically,
concept.
but it's the opposite.
You're chased, or you're chasing
someone. Yeah, someone. The Oni, he looks at the wall, counts to 10, and you just run into a straight line, or you walk into a straight line, and then he counts to 10 as fast as he can. You need to stop, and then he has 5 steps. He can jump or whatever, but he can only step 5 times and touch someone, and then they become a demon.
Yeah,
and switches. I remember playing that. I don't remember playing red light, green light.
I remember playing a lot of red light, green light.
Yeah, I played a lot as a kid. That tag, all kinds of things.
Every time you play red light, green lights, the person who was hit is always cheating. Every single fucking time, because they are always looking. They are always looking behind them.
Yeah. Okay. So in Squid Game, there's something that there's one of these challenges in Kaiji. There was while they're all walking on like a steel beam, and then they could get pushed or fall or something to their death. There's one almost exactly and then the steel beam is randomly electrified or something, if memory serves. There's a challenge just like that in Squid Game.
I see.
Yeah.
I can't believe they stole it from Kaiji.
Yeah, it's super extremely similar.
Apparently Squid Game has gotten a couple of complaints for copying others, from what I understand.
I mean, the concept of using children's games for games to the death, to where rich people are the masterminds behind it all for their entertainment. I mean, these concepts aren't new by any means, and then you just put your own spin on it.
Yeah, I mean, if I remember correctly, the fucking original story was written in fucking 2010, so earlier than that, the guy just tried to the guy always tried to sell it to televisions and movie creators, and they're like, yeah, no, this is shit. And then almost 15 years later, Netflix is like, oh, we're gonna do that.
What's funny is Netflix actually made a little release because it's so successful of how much some of their original shows have cost on a per episode basis, and Squid Game is among the lowest per episode. It's like 2.1 million. Don't quote me on that one. But a lot of the other shows are easily double, triple, quadruple that price per episode. So Squid Game, from not just a popularity standpoint and gaining subscribers to the service, from just the cost value, its value as a show on Netflix is way above expectations.
Yeah,
it's incredibly successful.
I found it here as well. There are claims that Squid Game is a ripoff of Japanese horror film As the Gods Will. But again, I haven't seen either of those.
I haven't heard of this, but
me neither. Me neither.
The
But
God's
either way,
Will. All right, hold on. I'm interested because that just means now I want to watch that.
But yeah, no. I just remember seeing that came up some time ago. So
Yeah, released by Funimation in the U.S.
would you look at
It only earned 1.5 million in Japan.
that? Yeah, clearly can't be a rip of that.
Yeah, not great. I'm like reading loosely through this synopsis here of As the Gods Will, and it's just children's games, death games. It's just nothing new. It's fine. I really like Squid Game. It's I would recommend you guys to check it out. I think you'd like it. You'd be into it.
What I know.
I mean, if you don't want to, that's fine. I won't force you or anything.
I won't threaten you on your life or your family or anything like that. Wink.
No, I won't force you to play fuck. What's a weird children's like Norwegian game? Is there anything unique?
Weird children Norwegian game? No.
Weird children Norwegian game.
I can't think of anything specific.
I mean, there was some ones. There was some ones I was introduced to in Germany from like the neighbors where they had some kids, and everything revolved around games for the holidays. And
All right.
the one that I always came back to was the one my grandmother taught me because she's from Munich. Was the pickle ornament in the tree.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Oh yeah. You find the pickle ornament in the tree, and you get a year of good luck and an extra present. So all the kids try to find the pickle ornament in the tree.
How? Why?
We have a similar one to that, which is like a fucking was it like an almond? I think it is that we put in like the porridge, right? And that's like a competition for the kids. It's like whoever finds the almond, they win a prize, whatever.
Oh, okay.
But like that's about it. That's and I find that to be a lot more normal. You know, it's just everybody's eating porridge anyways. It's like, how do we get rid of all of this porridge we made?
Put an almond in it.
Put an almond in it. Whoever finds it gets a prize. Now just serve it out to the kids and they'll eat all of it.
But it's not a competition to see who can get it first, is it?
There's only one.
You're just eating porridge.
You are, but I mean, it must become a competition because it's like they usually like it's usually played with lots of kids as well, right? With many people, so you usually make a lot of it, and it's just like, what's the greatest? Having the best chance of finding an almond in your porridge? Eat more of it. So you fucking eat through it, you get a second serving. You eat through that, you get a third serving, and then of course some poor bastard always ends up swallowing the almond.
Well, in Europe, it's weird.
Maybe that's not the best one to go with.
That's the only children's game. Does that qualify as a children's game?
No, it doesn't. That's what I'm saying. I was just saying that's something that's similar here to what JD is talking about, but that's more of a competition. But like, I don't like, because I'm trying to think. It's like, what did we play as a kid? We played Red Light, Green Light. I remember that. We played like Ring Around the Rosie. I remember that. But like, these are things that exist elsewhere as well.
Tag, hide and seek.
Tag, hide and seek. Yeah, right. Like it's not. Yeah. Can't really think of anything like.
Here we have one. It's quite violent for kids.
You beat the shit out of each other. Yeah, we had that.
Yes, but it's like it's a football, and you can like.
We just beat the shit out of each other.
You just kick the football as hard as you can, and whoever gets hit by it, not only is an unfortunate bastard who got hit by a full force football kick, but everyone just go and just slap them in the back.
Ah, nice.
Yeah.
No, I mean, like, it's kind of the same thing. But I mean, I assume most people who play football has this, you know, the fucking, when you're doing like the keep ups with everybody, and then the first one to drop the ball has to fucking get in goal and face his ass outwards as everybody just fucking drills the ball as hard as they can at them.
Yeah, but this one, the objective is to hit people.
Yeah, no, I mean, it is the objective there as well. Yeah. It's a punishment. You fucked up.
well, in my case, the fuck up is just being hit by the ball. You're not fast enough. You're not evasive enough.
Mm-hmm.
Children.
Yeah, no, like we don't have any specific. Like, I mean, I'm sure there is some, but I don't know. From my time onwards, it's kind of just been like everything became standardized. It's fucking.
Well, it's funny. Like now that I'm thinking about it, I'm trying to think of all the
also
games the elementary and junior high kids were playing during break time between classes at school, and a lot of them were the traditional hide and seek, red light, green light stuff. But anything else usually involved some sort of food or drinking. In Germany, I vaguely remember the kids were playing during holiday time. I think it was around St. Nicholas Day, where they'd be all around a table, and there'd be a chocolate and there'd be a ribbon or something, and they'd be rolling dice. I never played it myself, but I had seen it. That rings a bell. Because they don't like all bring in their chocolate that they got on St. Nicholas Day to school, and it'd be all wrapped up and stuff. And I guess they'd play for each other's chocolate.
Yes.
Again,
these are all like reminding me that most of these games involved food and gambling of some sort.
Yeah. For us, it was always just like, it's either like this typical like children's games that you hear about anywhere, or it's like even the same. It's just we played a lot of sports as a kid, right? So dodgeball was high on the list. Everyone loved dodgeball. We played the shit out of that. We also played a lot of softball, which is kind of weird because softball and baseball and whatnot isn't exactly something we do here in this country very much.
I imagine.
Yeah. I mean, maybe we have a softball team. I don't know. I've never looked into it, to be honest.
Probably,
but
most likely.
Yeah, probably. But do they compete? Or at least at any sort of good level? Probably not. But it's kind of like, I remember like pretty much every single like free period, we would have either dodgeball, basketball, or softball.
Dodgeball was very popular in Germany. Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, dodgeball, again, it goes into one of those favorite pastimes of kids. It's an excuse to just fucking absolutely smash someone.
It's the pelt, everyone.
It's like, all right, finally I get to beat the shit out of this guy and no one can stop me. So you just run up and you fucking launch over the line, throwing the ball as hard as you can at that dude you fucking can't stand right at his face. But the head is free. I don't care.
Let's see. Yeah, that's all I can think of off the top of my head right now. There's a lot of them around Christmas as well. Now I think about it.
Christmas is, I mean, especially in Europe, Christmas is like a family holiday, right? So
all the things involving Weihnachtsmarkt and it's the whole month of December. It's just everyone gets things and then they have fun with the family.
That's why it's like it's so weird. Yeah. It's so weird now with Halloween becoming a thing here because now suddenly everybody's moving like to trick or treating, right? Because that's common in like the US and whatnot. But like we used to do that, not exactly trick or treating, but we used to do a similar thing around that at New Year's. So it's like it's so weird now. Everybody starts doing trick or treating instead. It's like,
man,
it feels wrong.
Halloween's not a thing here. Oh.
Yeah, I don't particularly care for Halloween. That's right.
You degenerate. You don't like the harvest holiday?
The harvest holiday, totally.
Like culture exchange things, just like Valentine's Day. Yeah, I remember Valentine's Day in school. Anyway, that doesn't matter. It's not children's game.
No.
Yeah, no. It's just standardized. Yeah, I don't remember any.
Yeah, it's funny. We're trying to think of like cultural games that we could possibly fight to the death.
Or we could possibly fight to the death.
I think mine we can fight to the death.
Oh shit! Freeze tag would be interesting. Did you guys have freeze tag?
Oh yeah. When you you have to like freeze in a pose.
Yeah, you freeze in the pose, and your teammate can unfreeze you going under your legs.
Yeah, we switched that out quite early actually.
You just tag someone. Yeah.
No, there's that. You freeze them by going through like. We switched that out very early on though for like an exercise version of that, which is basically like you have to do like jumping jacks until somebody comes and then they come and they have to do like 10 or 20 jumping jacks with you.
That sounds cool.
That's so much.
It's really nice exercise, but yeah, it's fucking tiresome as shit.
Oh my god, fuck that shit. I'll die in the first one. It's like, I'm on.
Yeah, let's see. Tag on the giant jungle gym playground thing. You can't touch. Yeah, we did that. We set up like the entire gym
like with just like obstacles and like stuff that you could swing on and jump to. And we had that during the entire, like we had a giant gym. So we had that during the entire fucking thing. So you could just run around, jump, swing to anything, climb the jungle jumps on the side, like on the walls, up to the roof, jump down on the fucking stuff. And it's that shit was fun. That was a proper setup.
Yeah, you have to tag everyone. Like it was this massive jungle gym at my school growing up in Texas, and the objective was to tag your opponent or kind of force them to jump off the jungle gym to land on the sand, and then they're out, and the last one standing would win. So you're really doing like hardcore parkour stuff as a child
I
on this
remember,
metal structure.
Yeah. I remember that because like obviously there was always like 2 people that were it, and that would become more. But like I just remember like people getting like surrounded on all sides, and then they just see the like swinging ropes, and then decide to try and jump on those and try to swing through like the entire room to the other side. Fucking just going for that leap of fate every time, because obviously the middle of the ground there was nothing, and if you landed on the ground you were out.
Yeah,
so
inevitably
like,
someone would
like,
make this absurd jump and land just straight face first into things.
Yeah. That was great.
Good unsafe times as children. That was good stuff. Good times.
Hey man, listen, it might have been unsafe, but goddamn, it was fun.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Now everybody's about safety. It's like, I can't do that. And it's like, oh, come on. Let them have fun.
Yeah, no more jungle gyms. The school's liable, that kind of thing. Yeah, it's lame.
I remember we fucking, like, not even unsafe, or like, I mean, I guess it would be considered unsafe today. I remember, like, for going out of primary school, for the last, like, couple days, we had, like, an overnight party at our gym. So the gym was so fucking massive. So the entire, like, graduating grade, all of us just got together in like sleeping bags and whatnot. We spent the day at school, and we slept in the gym.
How many kids is this for you, Tori? What are we looking at here?
200-300.
Okay, all right, that's a fair amount.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I just remember my experience showing up at the school in Germany in high school, and it was like grade 4 all the way to 13, and there's like 48 kids in a class tops. And then they're just like, yeah, how many kids were in your school? And they're all curious. And I go, well, there was 52 kids in my English class in 9th grade. That's just my one class. There's like 1,000 in my grade.
Yeah, no, there's like there's usually like a lot of people. So it's like, since we're all divided into different grades and whatnot, it's like you know, this is the entire graduating class. Like, obviously, we're not that many in individual classes, but goddamn it, there's a lot of classes.
Yeah, like just the going from, you know, city Houston school to just this tiny dwarf town outside of Dortmund in Germany, and it was quite funny. It's like, oh, I go to all my classes, and the teachers come to me. Oh, that's weird.
Yeah. Oh no, that was so fucking. It was so good as well. I loved it. The entire day and night was just a fucking giant like or the entire day was like a giant celebration, a giant party. The end, we fucking had a rave in the gym, and then from like midnight onward, we slept.
That sounds
yeah,
very
yeah. And then fucking it's like from midnight out, we slept, and then woke up in the morning and had breakfast in the classroom, and then finished class, and then got to go home. We had now graduated. Man, I missed those. Those were fun.
What about you, Hickey?
Yeah. My middle school, my high school life.
Sure, whatever. What's Brazilian school like?
Okay.
Anything of the sort or unique?
I went to a private school.
Look at this guy.
Oh, look at this guy. No wonder he became a lawyer. Just everything's fed to him, Mister.
Look, if you go to a public school here, you're doomed. You're absolutely doomed. It's better to become a drug dealer, to be honest, than going to public school. I'm not lying. You will most likely end as drug dealer anyway. So,
Hickey, I went to the school in the United States. It could be shot up at any moment. Or set on fire, and there's cocaine being sold at lunch.
Oh no, they're gonna be shot at school. Motherfucker, get shot at my doorstep. And I live in
by the teacher
inside of a building.
You're late, Hickey.
I almost got shot when I was in middle school, walking on the street.
Oh man.
Almost.
Almost. Well, you
like,
seem to turn out pretty well.
Oh no, people have guns, they might shoot me inside of the school. But wow. I wish that was my only concern when I was in middle and high school. Holy shit. Anyway, there were
Fun experiences, Nicky. Fun experiences.
Usually there's few people by class because they believe like big classes are not very productive.
Yep, they're not.
So usually it's like
they never
30,
are.
30 to 40 people max. Even in college was like 25 to 30 per class. Yeah. It was
my general classes were like 800 kids in a massive auditorium learning
there are no
math.
clubs. There's no clubs. There's nothing. I had to do music class for a while, especially in middle school. In high school, they don't force you to do anything. First year of high school, you still have art classes. And then second and third year of high school, you don't have them. And then you just waste your time in class drawing something that you didn't do in any art class before. No, but usually there's that. You need to do, at least in my school, you had to do a theatrical presentation in a festival, and I did that. I remember that. We did
That's
the
required?
hackerless. It is required. So
Tori, can you picture Hickey on a stage doing some theatrical performance?
I can, because we have to do that quite often.
Yeah. Oh, mandatory,
it's mandatory.
Yeah.
It's to train leadership and group, because the teachers don't help you. They're just like they just, you need to write a script, you need to come up with the routines, you need to train.
Oh wow.
Lightning, and some kids, some of the students became the light engineers, sound engineers, just to deal with everything. My friend who was the sound engineer went to did computing in college because of that, because he liked a lot.
Wow. This actually sounds pretty cool.
It is pretty cool. I remember I had to write a song. Remember that one? An English song. Yeah, they made us sing an English song, a full composed English song.
What the fuck?
In front of the whole school. I remember that.
That does not sound as fun.
That wasn't fun.
Yeah, self-composed music is a bitch.
Nah, come on. You could expect only the best from children.
As somebody who's gone to fucking music school, all right, and has had to have done that there, it still isn't fun. And then we're talking people who are actually trying to become professional musicians, and you expect something from them.
Yeah, in middle school there was also there was also like a play. We had to do a full English play. One of those things. It was fine. Like the thing is, there's no clubs. It's only like half period. It's not full time, except high school. But high school is like full time studying.
Right.
And remember that? I didn't go to parties because people were dick and didn't like anyone.
And you might get shot, right?
And you might get, mostly robbed. Because it's
okay. Hold the phone. Thievery is on the list.
Like, my city is not that big, but the rich people who went to school with me, they either lived very close to me, so like 2-3 kilometers away, which I would still get robbed, but the chances are fewer. It's in the actual city, or they would live very, very far away. And to get home, it's like 2-3 a.m. You need to walk through the beach, and there's no one, there's no lights, and there's a bunch of vegetation. So it's a recipe for you to get assaulted.
Hickey, your life is very fascinating when you tell these stories.
Well, shit. I mean, it's the thing.
I lived in this
The only
rich
thing-
neighborhood, and sometimes you just got to walk home on the beach at 2 a.m., and it's just a recipe for disaster. Like all of these things put together.
That's
It's quite
dude,
fascinating.
if you living in a rich neighborhood, it's not fun. Except if you're like the rich.
Mhm.
I'm like medium class, low medium class.
Low middle, but in the rich places.
But in the rich place, because when my father moved here, there's only sand, and then it became a rich neighborhood. It's different.
It
Yeah.
became okay. All right.
Yeah, and
All right.
so
I'm gonna
everyone
have
here
to-
has money. If you're gonna rob someone, you gotta go to the place where people have money.
Well, I mean, yes, that does make sense.
Yeah. Yeah, the only thing that is different, I guess, would be clubs, I guess, and physical education is a little bit different.
Shall we talk about this basketball anime?
Yes,
Ah.
I had a miserable life in high school because of basketball, because I'm not really tall, and I had to play
What?
basketball anyway. They forced me to play volleyball and basketball. It's like, do you see my physical condition? It is
Listen, if you just go
impossible for me
under them.
to do that. Well, yeah. Well, at least I can jump very high, so I could actually block on volleyball. It was really fun. But anyway, basketball. I played most futsal,
All right.
and then like handball against the women's team, but they were like national champions, and they would absolutely punch us, and it was I really didn't like it.
Mhm.
Because people were like, "Oh, you're gonna hurt the girls."
Hickey, I'm gonna
know?
have to cut you off. Let me play this.
Yeah.
Let me play this drop so we can talk about Slam Dunk.
I will almost punch the default in the handball.
It's time we start dealing with the business at hand.
Anyway,
Yeah, he talked all the way through the drop. It's fine.
it's okay. It's just a little bit more history. Oh man, I don't miss my high school days. Oh,
Okay, so Slam Dunk episodes 26 through 50. If you don't remember, Slam Dunk is a basketball anime that came out in the early 90s, 1993. We covered the first 25 episodes back in episode 103, so if you want to listen to that, go for it. It is about a high school called Shoho. Shoho?
Shohoku.
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 And it's a ragtag bunch of guys. You got Akagi. You will have Rukawa. You have Mitsui and Miyagi, and then of course our main character Sakuragi. He's a delinquent redhead type guy who's brand new to basketball, and we last left off with basically the whole first 25 episodes is Sakuragi learning the basics and experiencing his first game as a player, scrimmage, if you will, against, I guess, who will become their rivals. I guess that's the team that Sendo's a part of. He's a rival player. And over the course of those 25, Sakuragi finds out he does like basketball. He wants to get better, but Akagi is kind of the team leader. And they gain Ryota Miyagi and Hisashi Mitsui. Just before where we left off, Mitsui he used to be a middle school MVP, and then he like tore his ACL or something and went into delinquent despair. And him and his group of guys were having a fight against the basketball team in the gym. And he has this big kind of realization that all he wants to do is play basketball, and that's kind of the first two episodes here. And now we have our yeah. Well, that's
gotta love when he fucking runs into Ansai, their coach, again.
Yeah.
After that big fight in the gymnasium, but he just drops. He just has this like moment where he like looks at this old fat man, like just fucking like starts shaking, goes down his knees, starts crying. He's like, I just want to play basketball. It's such a fucking weirdly funny scene.
It's very bizarre, but yeah, like
It's
all
followed
these.
like when he's gonna play and he looks in the mirror and he has fake teeth because he lost like a bunch in the fight.
Yeah.
He's like, all right, my fake teeth, and
Yeah.
it's nice.
Miyagi knocked out his teeth. Great shit.
Yeah, so now we got our Power 5 team. This is the team that's going to go through the district tournament to get to nationals. And These next 25 episodes, 26 through 50, is going through the district tournament, and we end just before the finals, where Shohoku is going to fight Kainen, and Kainen is this kind of super district team. It's the basketball school of the district. If you play basketball, this is kind of where you end up. You're going to be the best. They're like, even our bench players are going to kick your ass kind of mentality, and they have the skills to back it up, which is really funny because I'm just going to skip to one of the guys on that team. He goes eye to eye with Sakuragi, and he starts doing just basic dribbling moves through the legs, around the back, and everyone's like, "Whoa!"
Yeah.
But Sakuragi has no concept of what's actually good in basketball, so he just goes, "Oh yeah," and he just could spin the ball around his body really fast.
Really fast. I bet he could do it under his legs too.
Yeah, I mean, well, not dribbling it, but he can.
Not dribbling it, just fucking like taking it under his leg, picking it up on the other side, going down to do that pretty fast. Which I mean, again, it's pretty impressive.
Yeah,
It's hard to do that really fast.
so Sakuragi's kind of role throughout the series is slowly learning to be good at kind of what he specializes in, which is going to be rebounding. But his issue is he still doesn't know the basics of basketball, and now he's trying a little bit harder. He's, knowing that he isn't the genius he thinks he is. Go figure.
Kind of.
And what happens is throughout these games, he just keeps fouling out, and it's kind of funny at first, and then he just gets frustrated. And he's like, "I got to get better at this. I'm letting the team down."
Just kind of illustrates how little he actually knows about basketball, how fucking bad his team is at teaching him anything. I love when he finally gets fouled himself, and he has to go to the free throw line, and he's just like, "Free throw."
Yeah, they've never taught him like what the fuck a free throw is.
Everybody just fucking freezes, and they're like, "Oh, shit."
Yeah, we didn't teach him anything. We expect him to play this complicated game with all these rules.
But it's great. It's great. Also, like
It's
one
funny.
thing that explains it is like it's been 50 episodes nowadays. How much stuff goes into 50 episodes? It's so hard for an anime to get 50 episodes to begin with. It's been less than 3 months.
Yeah.
Right.
Less than 3
I
months.
mean, for fuck's sakes, like a game takes like 10 episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Shoyo game was a
Shoyo
good.
game was just huge. 12, 30, like pretty much a
It was
season
half
of
the
an
series. It was half
Yeah.
the series. And I gotta say though, that Shoyo game was pretty awesome because
It is.
Yeah.
because the first couple games was kind of getting you used to Sakuragi's limited skill set, but because his height and jumping ability is so elite compared to everybody else on the court, that it's enough to just his presence there is good enough. Like he can run fast, he can leap high. He still can't score with the shit, but he can rebound the fuck out of that ball, and he gets like 10, 12 rebounds a game kind of deal. And you realize very quickly over the course of these beginning games, the roles of Rukawa, Misui, Miyagi, and Akagi, they are essentially elite players, and they finally come together as a team, and Sakuragi is kind of the odd man out. So teams try to exploit Sakuragi. It doesn't really affect the team really at all because they still have 4 other guys that are really good. And they throw the first couple games in this district tournament, they just throw kind of a basic obstacle for them to overcome, such as this rugby player comes in. He's really big and he can kind of sucker you into fouls, and he has bigger leaping ability. He's a wide dude, and they overcome that like pretty.
He runs fast.
Yeah, they overcome him because he's actually not that great at basketball either. So they
I love that realization as well, when it's just like, this guy's worthy of being our secret weapon, despite only recently being a basketball. He's pretty goddamn good. And then it's just after 6, like, yeah, actually all he kind of knows is how to run fast, and he kind of just picks up the ball and gets going, and then that becomes a problem sometimes because he loses the ball. And
right. Yeah,
they just position. It's like he forces everything because he's used to playing he's obviously used to playing rugby, so they just charge forward. You can't really do that in basketball all the same. Fast break works sometimes, but not every time.
Yeah.
Uh,
So Hanamichi's struggling because he's always getting expelled from the game.
yeah. He can't stop fouling. He can't stop fouling.
like,
I
oh,
love
just
the
like,
fail
oh,
dunk, though. I love the fail dunk.
Oh yeah,
When he just
but it's such a
smashes
good
the guy in the head.
Smashes the dude on the top of his head, and they give him a fucking flagrant 2, and he's out of the game. I was like, well, I hate to tell you this, guys, but if you get a flagrant 2, you're suspended the next game.
It's just okay.
And
This is high school
I just
basketball.
love his like freaking out. No, I swear, I'm just bad. I didn't do it on purpose.
Yeah, that's a problem. Like, no referee likes Sakuragi. He's like, God damn, those referees are out for me. God fucking damn. It's like, yeah, dude, you just screaming and then you're gonna kill your adversaries. What are you gonna do? Like when you commit a foul like that? It's like, it's not your fault. I understand it was an accident, but still, like even in the Shoyo game where he goes like rebound the thing and then he hits the glasses guy in the face and
Yeah,
knocks
when the
guy
dude
out.
comes in and tries to steal the ball from him, he's just like, no, drags the ball back and elbows
Yeah.
the guy in the face. It's
I was
like, oh man,
that's gonna be that's gonna be a fall.
that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
I just love the amount of people that are just on the fucking court wearing regular ass glasses. Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and oh god, there's a moment where Sakuragi is on the court and he has a rebound and he just elbows right into this fucking guy's
Yeah.
face with his glasses on.
That's
And
what
he's
we're
like,
talking about.
oops.
Yeah.
This dude's like bleeding from his eyes.
He cracks his glasses, and my man just keeps playing without glasses. I'm just like, why are you even wearing glasses?
Get yourself some Horace Grant goggles. What are you doing here?
It's like fucking. I know that this is the fucking 90s, but Jesus Christ, I'm pretty sure they had sports glasses as this time as well.
Yeah, there were goggles that guys would wear on the
Yeah.
court. I remember this growing up. I played
Yeah.
basketball all through school and high school and in Germany, and I would wear these when my eyesight got a little worse. I tried playing a few games with these like safety glasses that would wrap around my head,
Mm-hmm.
and they were prescription, but I'm like, this isn't working. I could just feel the ball, and I could see the hoop well enough. It's fine, and it didn't. Yeah, just play without glasses unless you're that. If your eyesight's that bad, you got to get yourself some wares, guys. Come on. So in between the rugby game, there's 2 more games before they get to Shoyo, and this is essentially Sakuragi's arc of learning how to play defense and boxing out. So they're teaching him at least something. They Akagi teaches him, no, you got to kill with your eyes. He's like, this is worthless.
They're not even looking me in the eyes. Yeah, no shit.
Yeah. I also really get a kick out of a lot of modern sports anime kind of fall into the trap of these kids just don't know the basics. But in the defense of Slam Dunk, Sakuragi literally doesn't know the defense. He doesn't know he doesn't know these basics. And for some reason, a lot of these players, they really establish that because they're kids, they're trying to guess everything. They're trying to anticipate like where a ball's going to be thrown, and all it takes is a fake or two that'll get them. So I did enjoy that. You know, I watched something like Major, and it's too often you'll come across just the most basic of things in like a baseball game, and I'm like, you guys definitely know this when you're 17. You've been playing this game your whole life. Like, don't tell me that. And yeah, Slam Dunk was very good at establishing that if you're new, you're not going to have the intricacies of the game, while like a guy like Akagi, he knows exactly where to be, exactly how to play, exactly how to box out. I just really get I wouldn't say annoyed. I just kind of roll my eyes at especially the free throw moment, like you said, Tori, where it's like, you guys never taught him what a free throw is. Like, seriously?
Listen, man, no, I love that moment because it's just like, it just goes to show that like they never fucking believed that he would ever get in that position. It's like,
Yeah, but then don't
Wait.
start him in the game. I mean, you have Coach Anzai there, the fat dude, and he's just like, whatever, just let him go. Who cares?
Hey, man, listen. He did a good, all right? I know Rukawa fucking got in and slammed that thing back in, but he got the spirit.
Yeah, that was a
Two
good
points
tactic.
down. Time to miss the fucking free throw and then slam it back in for 2.
That was a cool moment. So, yeah. So what happens is Sakuragi goes to the free throw line. He doesn't know what to do. He freezes up. He gets a 5-second violation at the free throw line. I laughed.
Yeah.
And then he just decides he's gonna fucking throw this like an American football at the rim, and that's usually a tactic you use at last desperate when you're down by like 3 or 4 points and you gotta try to rebound and get 2 or pump it back out for a 3-pointer. But yeah, Rukawa he kind of feels he's gonna do this, and he just runs in and just pounds the sucker back in, and Sakuragi was like right behind him because they had the same idea, and he's like, "Damn it, you stole my moment."
You stole my glory.
Tied the game back up as well. Oh man, nah, it's great. There's a lot of good moments like that. I mean, fucking even the end of the Shoyo game. Yeah, the slam dunk. Sakuragi finally gets the slam dunk.
That was awesome.
That was really cool. I do kind of find it a little bit funny since, he got a charging foul on that, and that was his 5th foul, so he could foul that in the game, and it's not counting. And yet, even still, at the end of the game, everybody is just like, man, it's in the paper. Look at him slamming that. It's so cool. I'm just like, man, everybody's really upset.
That was fucking awesome. He teabagged and posterized these 2 guys from Shoyo,
and he got fouled out of the game for it.
Well, the interesting thing, and I tried looking into this, what they qualify as a charging foul in Japan basketball compared to America. And from what I could tell, this anime established is if there's any contact that the offensive player has with the defense, whether it's boxing out or anything, despite the defense initiating contact, it's still a foul in Japan. So I found that fascinating because it doesn't quite work that way in American basketball.
When I don't watch a lot of basketball, but when that was happening, it was like, oh, he's gonna fall on here, right? Yeah. There's gonna be an offensive fall.
I mean, they literally said that as well.
I was like, wait, when the defense just jumped at him. And he's going to
they jumped into him, and they were under the hoop.
That's a defensive fall. It should be like the point plus.
Yeah, exactly.
Throws. And it's like I was like, nah, this is slam dunk. It's gonna be.
So the way I got it, because when you see the flashback to that situation, they changed it a little bit because he uses his arm. He leads with the other arm. So I was starting to think maybe he fucking I don't know. Since he knocks both of them over, maybe he smacks them with the arm first.
Maybe. I don't know. But yeah, it's a super rad moment where he gets this fast break, and he's just fucking flying down the court. 1-2 steps, freaking Michael Jordan from the free throw line dunking, and he finally gets his moment, and the crowd just erupts. It's cool as hell. He slams, he posterizes both these dudes out of the way, and Shoyo, for those wondering, they're known for their entire starting lineup outside of their star guard, all being over 6'2", which, okay, Japan.
190.
Yeah.
Oh.
And so Sakuragi is not 6'2", but he's got this amazing, build to him and jumping ability. Yeah. So, yeah, he just goes right through these dudes.
Spring power.
Yeah, he goes right through these 2 dudes. They land on the ground. It's got
when he dunks, everyone is silent, and it's just the thing just trembling. He just goes down. It's like fall out. Okay, he goes out. It's like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm just too impulsive. He sits down. It's like I can hear my heart beating. It's like, oh yeah, it's coming.
Yeah. And the other thing that was really cool about the Shoyo game, so their first big issue is trying to get past all of these rather large guys comparatively, and they're really shutting down
Miyagi that is 168.
Yeah, they're shutting down their star guards because we learn the strength of Shohoku is Miyagi and Mitsui and their speed and guard abilities and their ability to shoot from the outside, while Rukawa is trying to do his own counterattack and keeping them in the game, which they kept him strong throughout that because he's the small forward. He's able to more drive to the basket and pump it outside. He can shoot as well. So when Shoyo starts to attack him, that really encourages the guards to finally come back into play and they gain their confidence back, and there's this huge run where they're down by, I don't know, what was it, like 14 points or something, and Mitsui just goes full bore in the clutch. He knocks down like 4 3-pointers in a row, and he looks at that motherfucker who said, I'm going to hold him to 5 point. He goes, that's 20, bitch. Come at me. And I was like, yes. Oh, I love basketball.
Yeah, no,
I've been there. I've had a
good.
guy who's like, I'm going to hold you to nothing. And then I was like, oh, well, my 14 assists say otherwise.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I guess I played beach soccer in the competitions. And there's also that
That's
one
right,
guy that
beach
is
soccer.
always going to follow you.
Mhm.
And I always like the referees are terrible. And then you get angry. And then you finally get that one free kick. And you just kick and you hit that amazing, sexy goal. And you just look at the guys like, next time I'm going to break your leg, motherfucker. I'm not going to even look at the goal. And it's just like, oh, like done. You're done. You do the awesome thing. It's like, if you try again, I'm going to break your legs. And it's going to be your fault on me. Yeah, that moment, it's just the shoyo game is so big and so good that the animation improves just slightly to not be annoying. Because the animation in the other games and a lot of the times it's just like stop motion basically.
Yeah, it's to be expected. It's to say
It is. It's a huge
it's a sports
thing.
anime. They do this in like literally every sports anime. That's why it's like the most common thing to do whenever you show something is either just have like a looping animation, which is like the same thing over and over and over and over again, or you just fucking like whenever they do something, you just freeze frame it.
Yeah, it's just keyframes. There are a lot of charges or fast breaks that were like just keyframes playing. Especially on the early games in the qualifying before the shoyo game. It's not a PowerPoint animation because it's a little more fluid than that, but yeah, it's just stop motion, which is really sad because even the matches were like very short because they're preparing for the fucking 20 episode match. They are really, really cool as well. Even if Hanamichi is just committing faults, and being expelled and being angry.
Jumps on top of people from behind.
Yeah, keeps hitting, smacking them in the hands, trying to get the ball and stuff. Yeah, it's great, and everyone gets to shine, even the delinquent friends, because of the. Was it the shoyo game?
Before the shoujo game with Mitsui?
Mitsui gets ambushed by the other delinquents and he has like the little arc with the big guy. I forgot his name.
Yeah, there's a
the motorcycle guy.
That's in those. It's in that 2 game in between period between Rugby Guy and the shoyo game. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really nice. It was really nice.
I do like the fact as well when he runs into that motorcycle guy and it's like they have a conversation. It's just like, you look better as a sportsman. And then the fucking police sirens goes off and he's like, well, gotta go. And I'm just like, what the fuck did he do? And it's just like, I hate wearing a helmet. Hey, you on the bikes, put on a helmet. And I'm like, oh, okay. Really? You're fucking, the police and fucking blasting sirens chasing after this dude for not wearing a helmet? That seems a lot less safe than him not wearing a helmet.
Right. Even Hanamichi has a little bit of story with a little rival of his. From middle school. His fifth rejection because the girl liked the guy from the basketball team, and that's the reason why he hated basketball players to begin with. And the guy just have an ankle problem, doesn't play well. And in Hanamichi just invades the court to beat the shit out of the guy mid game. Is just like, it's not over. It's only over when it's over, motherfucker. Just go there. I was like, oh, okay. It's just a flash wound. It's just a flash wound. I should go in and win this game, and they lose to Kainan.
Shock horror.
Yeah.
I do like though, because that was one of the things I was like, are they gonna just skip over? Because normally that would be the sports anime thing to just skip over the other game. Like nobody gives a shit about that, right? But it's like I do like that they decided to go in and then how do you make a game interesting in which the result is basically already a given? Because fucking that team you're playing can't even be fucked to actually put out their starting fucking team for this.
Yeah,
Right?
I kind of like that establishment too, because they went the episode into way to establish that Kainen is a threat. They made sure to tell you that Oda is kind of, him and his team are probably one of the seeded teams in the other bracket. So they establish Oda's injury, and the Kainen team still like, we're only going to put in 2 of our main starters, and that's all they needed, including Oda's injury in the game, and they're done.
Even one of the bench guys like, hey, just because we're bench guys, don't forget we are still Kainen players. Like,
I do like that, right? Because it's like I do like the whole like when they're just like, they're underestimating us for not thinking we're bad, so they won't even put out their starting fucking team, and then the Kainen guys are just like, no, you're the one who are underestimating us because you think we're bad just because we're not regulars in the team.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like, we're not like other schools. Get over yourself. We'd be a starter for your team.
Yeah, which is fair. It's just fair. It's just, I mean, they're like, what, 16-time champions? Yeah, I mean, you don't do that with just 5 players in your team.
No. No. Yeah, I thought maybe they could have executed the transition between going to the finals and Shohoku a little bit more. I think we'll get a little bit more backstory and in between kind of segments of how Kainen's gonna what's their battle plan essentially against Shohoku, and I'm sure Sakuragi is gonna have a problem again. He always does. So the Shoyo game was excellent. It's my favorite little arc in Slam Dunk so far. Maybe a little long in the tooth at times, but I thought it was another winning formula. It's definitely I definitely see why Slam Dunk is regarded as one of the top sports anime out there.
I also love the fact that it didn't come down to like a last second score.
No.
It actually they had to defend for 1 minute and 40 seconds after Sakuragi gets fouled out of the game. I like that because every fucking sports anime does this. Like, it's going to come down to the last second and who can score, the buzzer beater.
Right, it like, always does. It's always a buzzer beater.
We have a 2-point lead. It's 1 minute 40 seconds left. We need to defend like our life fucking depends on this.
We already did that with the Mitsui deck story.
But it's sure, but like that still most sports anime does this every single fucking time.
Yeah, and it came down to the other team and they had to defend and the other team just missed. And that's a real basketball ending where the other team just fails. Yeah, Tori, I'm glad you brought that up. That's good. Yep. Good stuff.
More realistic that way.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. It does feel very realistic at times. There's some anime tropes in there mixed in, but
no way.
Yeah,
I mean, we still don't have any phantom stabs and
waiting for it.
Things.
Yeah, we're not having superpowers coming to the game yet.
Yeah, the super abilities. I shoot 21 style.
Yeah,
still don't have those, so it's good. It's actual like outplaying basketball.
What do you mean? It's always funny when watching like Kuroko no Basuke just walking out there and be like, kneel, and then your opponent falls over. You walk to the basket and put it in. It's like, I don't have to do shit. My Emperor ability makes you fall over.
My Emperor ability. I remember that. I will say, I am definitely enjoying Slam Dunk more than I did Kuroko no Basuke.
I'm definitely on the opposite side. I enjoy Kuro Konobowski more, but that's just because Kuro Konobowski is just more hype.
Well, it's more
Fucking-
absurd, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't
Yeah.
deny
Cool.
that.
That's fun. That's fun. I like the more absurd shit. I like the fact that they just go all out with a dumbass up, and it's like, oh, what's he gonna do? What's his special ability? A simple crossover.
Damn.
Yeah. Let's
It's
go.
like, oh,
It's fucking Tim Hardaway over here. All right.
a simple crossover, and look at it. You can see his ankle breaking in real time.
Okay, yeah, that's funny. You got me there. I'm actually going to increase my score this time from a 7 to an 8 based on that
Wow.
Shoyo arc. Yeah.
Wow, look at this guy increasing his scores.
Increasing scores. I'll keep my 8 because I
Keep
believe I
your
gave it
8.
an 8 before.
Wow, look at you. Yeah, no, I'm actually with you. I'm also going to increase my score. I gave the first 25 episodes a 6. They're fun, but I didn't like them particularly well. Like they
Right.
were, I enjoyed them enough, but it wasn't like, oh, I'm into this. But yeah, no, I agree with the Shoyo game and everything. I felt starting like the first couple of episodes. I'm like, yeah, I remember why I'm not super into this. This whole like Mitsui thing has gone on a little bit too long for my liking, and then it's just like, and then we get into the Shoyo game eventually. And I'm just like, all right, okay, fine. Yeah, I'm hooked now. Right, so I'm increasing it to a 7.
Excellent.
It's getting good. It's getting good.
It's getting good, and it's gonna be even better because it's kinda next, and it's a very cool game, and there's a very cool conclusion to it,
All right.
if I remember correctly, because again I watched it when I was young.
It's been a while, Hickey.
Been a while. Well, no, I'm still young. Not like you, JD. It's okay. Still got some time on me.
Yeah. All right. So we have our next 3 episodes picked. As we do, reminder, each host just picks an anime, and we kind of switch out. So, Hickey, you got the Halloween episode, and you've picked what exactly?
Vampire Hunter D, the 85 and the 2000 movies, I think.
Excellent.
Both movies, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, both
Okay.
movies.
Then 2005 is the TV series?
Yeah, we're not doing that one.
Okay.
Tori, what is your pick in a month?
My pick in a month is the well-acclaimed, award-winning OVA, Eat Man.
Oh no. Yeah, we
Nice.
discovered that one. Had to throw it on there. And then my pick, my pick is Planetes.
Woo.
There you go. So look forward to those,
Show-
guys. Thanks for
I
coming.
have talked about before.
Yeah, you did talk about that before, a long time ago now.
A long time ago, yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Now you guys get to see that you agree with me.
See you next time, everybody.
Peace.
Goodbye.